Today, I thought about this story. A lot of you guys send me messages about talking about your family, your grandpa, or whoever. Sometimes when I answer them, they're not going to be so good. Sometimes they will be good. So I got one here now. I was juggling back and forth if I would talk about it. I like the people involved, but here it goes. It's not horrible, but here it goes. Joe the Cat, I talked about him once when a guy who shot at John Gotti and he was chased down and shot and he was brought to a candy store, um, a little luncheonette candy store type of thing. Joe the Cat had that. It was in Staten Island. The guy was killed. I told that story, so I'm not going to get into it. I became friendly with Joe the Cat. He was a nice old guy, but he was real nasty and real vicious. The first thing I heard is that he had a son that he made. He had a bunch of sons. They were all tough guys. One of them got made. He really wasn't well liked. Joe the Cat gave him money to sit on or to do something with, and he went to prison. When he came out, the money that he gave him, from what I remember, was about $200,000. Well, the $200,000 disappeared. The kid burnt it up, spent it, whatever he did, new cars, whatever the fuck he did. The part of the story that became interesting is that he went to Paul Castellano and asked for permission to kill his son. Paul said, "You made him now. You gave him the money. I'm not going to give you permission to kill him." And that's when I started to realize Joe the Cat had teeth. He was a real nice old man, but obviously now I thought he was a little on the vicious side. I got to know the whole family. The whole family knew my family. And even when I went on vacation one time to Florida, he must have been there with his wife or whoever it was, wife, girlfriend, whoever she was. And he came down and, saw me. We would walk on the beach and talk. And so I knew him well. He actually owned the building where John Gotti had the club on Mulberry Street. Joe the Cat was super, super wealthy. He lived in Staten Island when there was all farms. There was no bridge before. This is going back before the bridge. And with the farmers, he would take sports bets and stuff like that. It was unimportant, really, to the mob, most of the other families. There was a sit down about it, and then they said, okay, all of Staten Island is his, with the gambling and whatever. Then they built the bridge. People were moving there in droves. That situation quickly turned around. He was making millions of fucking dollars a week, a month. I don't know exactly because I really wasn't part of his business, but I heard what was going on. When we took over, it was years later, in 1985, when John became the boss. Now, that's years after the bridge was built, and he was enormously wealthy. He owned this huge country place that was on a big lake. He had a boat, speedboat, that was made for a president or something, wood, really gorgeous type of thing. I saw pictures of it, but I never saw it. I guess he started having trouble with John. John knew the story just like I knew the story. John started abusing him a little bit. There wasn't a big flow of money going from Joe the Cat to John Gotti. By the time I found out about it, I talked to John and he said, this guy's got a fucking ton of money. And nothing comes in. Nothing at all? No. Some money comes in, but this guy's got money. Sammy, our club right here, he owns the whole fucking building. I know. He owns a number of buildings on Mulberry Street. Each building is worth in the millions. It's in Little Italy in Manhattan. The cost of those buildings are astronomical. There's all restaurants and things on the bottom, houses up on top, apartments. I told John, I mean, he's an old guy. I mean, just can't shake him down. I mean, he's not, he's not active anymore in the sports that much. That broke up a couple of years ago. Other people are there taking action. And what are we going to ask him? What are you going to ask him for with money, for money? Just tell him to give you money? That's really not what we do. I don't think it will be good for your reputation if you do something like that and it leaks out and people know about it. I don't think it's a good thing. John agreed, I thought, and we stopped talking about it. But John kept this relentless pursuit of Joe the Cat and his money. I lived in Staten Island. I was home with my wife. I think my kids were there, but they were upstairs in their room. I got a knock on the door. My wife went to the door. It was Joe the Cat. My wife knows who he is, welcomed him in. Come on in, Sammy's here. She takes him in, she walks him in to the kitchen, I'm by the kitchen, and he starts talking to me, begging me to help him. I said, take it easy, Joe. John is maybe a little angry at something. I'm sure Sammy, it's been constant. He literally starts crying, tears running down his face. Grabs my arms and almost falls to his knees in front of me, begging me to help him. I said, come on, stand up. My wife is over here. Be a man. Come on, man up, bro. Don't do this. Don't act like this. Deb, do me a favor. Go upstairs with the kids. I listened to him for a while longer, and I said, listen to me, bro. I'll talk for you. I'll talk for you. I'll talk to John. First of all, man up. Second of all, let's think of a way. You do have a lot of money. Think of something that you're doing that you could give him a little bigger piece or whatever you're doing. It was literally screaming to me. Carlo Gambino, Paul Castellano, they never did this to me. All right, but they're dead. And John is the boss. So you got a bunch of sons. See what you could create and do. Open up something. You got a ton of money. Do something. And bring in an end to him. Maybe that'll satisfy it a little bit. Plus, I'll talk for you. Kissing my hand, getting down again and kissing my hand. I said, don't do that, bro. You should have been the boss, Sammy. The title fits you. Don Gravano, that's you, bro. All right, but I'm not the boss. And I'll go talk for you. He left the house. My wife came down, shooken up. What happened? Somebody in his family died? Because we knew all the family. No. Nothing like that. And what are we going to eat tonight? No, but listen, how many times I got to tell you, mind your business when it comes to this. It's none of your business. Your business is what are we going to eat tonight? He was crying. He felt bad about something. Nothing big. Nobody's dead. Nothing happened. Just relax. But let's talk about what we're going to eat tonight. So I calmed everything down in my house. I went down to New York the next day. I was there every day. So I went down the next day. And I said, John, let's take a walk talk, bro. All right. And we took a walk talk. We went out of the club and we walked with a couple of bodyguards behind us, which was normal. And I said, John, here's the story. The story I just told you about him coming in crying. I didn't say that I should have been a boss. I didn't say words that he said that would infuriate John. But I said, bro, he's an older guy. The old timers are going to see this. We're making money. You're coming in from all different angles, bro. You know, do you really need his money? He's going to create something. He told me he's going to create something to cause a flow of money to come into you and this and this and that. I should just tell you to kill him. Why should you do that? He went to you. Why didn't he come to me, this motherfucker? John, that's my job. That's why I'm here. I was the consigliere. I'm your underboss. When they feel they have a problem or a disagreement, not a problem, but a disagreement with the boss on something, and they don't seem to have some understanding, then they come to somebody like me. That's my job. That's what you would want me for. It's better he comes to me than he talks to other captains or people whining about it. No? Why are you mad he came to me? And then you would want me to kill him? I know you don't. You're just hot right now. Let's go back to the club. Let's have a cup of fucking coffee, espresso, whatever. Smoke a cigar. Let's talk about broads. Let's talk about something else. Because right now you're hot. You're going to say something that you really don't want to say. Come on, bro. There isn't many people who's able to talk to John like that. I'm not being a tough guy with him. I'm not doing anything. I'm just trying to appease the situation. Puts his arm around my neck. Come on. You're right. Let's go back to the club. We went back to the club, a couple of espresso, cigar, a couple of guys came over, who's talking about this and who's talking about that. It was over. I thought I put some ice on the whole situation to cool it off. And actually I did. John sent for him again. Ripped him a new ass about the money, about his personal greed, about wanting to kill his son over 200,000. That's what you are. But I'm going to tell you one thing, Joe, he told him. You better kiss Sammy's fucking feet. That's how you're going to breathe from now on. You have a gabardine to go to if you have something to say. But he is the under. You want to talk to him? Fine. I suggest you stay in touch with him, create something, and work it out with him. I don't want to even talk to you. Okay, John, okay. And he left. He came back to me and told me the story. Kissing my hand and hugging me and doing everything. I know I'm alive on kind of you. He told me. It's an exaggeration. He was hot. We say stupid shit when we're mad. I say it all the time. Listen, I say to my daughter, I'll kill you if you don't stop. I'll kill you if you don't go to the school. I tell my son, I have no intention to kill him. It's just words. He didn't say it in a way that your life was in jeopardy and stuff like that. Just go back to Staten Island, chill out, relax, go on vacations to Florida like you do with your wife and see if you can get something going. Bring in a few potatoes. If you want to give it to me to bring it in, I suggest you have a gabardine, bring it into your gabardine and let him bring his end what he's got to do. That's the right way, not bringing it to me. I'm the under. He's the boss. You have a gabardine. You're a friend. Come on, Joe. You're around 100 years. Don't let me explain the life to you. No. Hug, kiss. and left. I don't know what was said. He had that one son, the maid guy he hated, but he may have said something to the other ones. Seemed like them and their families, they were all married. Just became a notch closer. And I felt the vibe that for some reason, all of a sudden, they were close and friends, but they became closer. So I would assume that he might have said something to those guys. He trusted those guys, those other sons. And that's about the end of the story with Joe the Cat. And like I said, I talked to you about when he was involved. I was even considering buying that estate he had in the lake up in where the fuck, St. George, wherever it was, with the boat and the whole 9 yards. He talked to me about it a little bit before we went away. So I had a conversation or two, but that was about it. I hope this story answers some of the questions you ask about him. If you like this story, press like. Always subscribe. If you like to hear it without commercials, Patreon is the place to go. Love you guys.